Friends, I am M.P.Tyagi back on my channel The Experience Speaks, and I would first like to thank all my viewers as my viewership and subscription is constantly increasing and they are taking interest in my videos. For those who have joined from today, I would like to give an introduction, and today with my thoughts I would like to give a little broader introduction. I am a degree holder in mechanical engineering, having done my M.Tech in industrial engineering from IIT Delhi. After doing my education, I started my career as a graduate engineer trainee called GET in DCM. I kept on rising from the position of a GET to an engineer, then senior engineer, and then a manager and general manager and director manufacturing and ultimately executive director. Now this experience spans about 40 years, and in this 40 years of experience I have handled many difficult situations. I have also handled many difficult employees, and I have also handled difficult unions and done a lot of negotiations with them. In fact, one of the big things that I did was that a factory, a fairly big factory, which was closed for 7 years, and I was instrumental in reviving and starting that factory, and ultimately this factory was acquired by a multinational company, and I also spearheaded the operations of this multinational company as an executive director for 2.5 years, after which I was also inducted in the board of directors of the company. Now with this experience, I thought, let me share this experience with my viewers so that they can gain from my real life experiences. That all of you know that management is a multidimensional approach, because leadership styles are different, the management styles are different, organization structures are different, and organizational locations also make a lot of difference. Now with this multidimensional approach, it is not possible to share these experiences in 1 or 2 episodes. And therefore I have decided that I shall be sharing these experiences in 10 episodes subsequently, one after the other, of roughly 10 minutes duration, and reviewers who are students, managers, practicing managers, general managers, and even CEOs can benefit from this. I promise you that in each episode I shall also share my experiences at least in one example, and these 10 episodes would cover different topics of management like leadership, motivation, industrial engineering, ERP, then TQM, and so on. So keep watching my channel, and these episodes will give you a lot of experiences if you keep following me. So keep following me, and also those of you who have not subscribed, please do it now, pressing the subscribe button. Now I go to my first episode, which will basically describe how the subject of management evolved over the years. So for which I shall have to go to my computer screen. So we now go to the computer screen. Well, we have now reached the computer screen, and the topic that I have chosen for today is the evolution of management, going from classical theories to the beginning of modern management.
the we have to go into little bit of history to know how the subject of management evolved. And this dates back to the first industrial revolution, which started in 1760 and went up to 1820. The industrial revolution here meant that the jobs which were being done by hand started being done by machines, and machines kept on expanding, and this industrial revolution started from Great Britain and spread to the whole of Europe and USA. Now, this industrial revolution brought certain issues in the minds of people as to how are we going to organize all this, because and how do we maximize the productivity, and how do we manage all these people. So the answers to these were very nicely given by three great men of that time, and they were Max Weber, who proposed the theory of bureaucracy, Fredrick, who went more micro operations and proposed the theory of scientific management, and then Henery Fayol, he proposed the administration of work. I would briefly touch upon each of these. Max Weber, what he did was that he proposed that organization should have a structure and should run like a government with proper legal systems and rules and regulations. And he broke the idea of a traditional family-based company, and it should basically have very good rules and regulations. Now next came the Fredrick Taylor. Now Taylor was a very great person. He applied science to work. He was the first person to have applied science to the people working. And he emphasized the need to go to micro level if we have to make the work more efficient and output giving. And he popularized the concept of time and motion studies. Rightly, he is also called father of industrial engineering. So the subject of industrial engineering started with his findings. Next was Henry Fayol, who said that we should have more systematic principles to train workforce and managers, and he formulated 40 clear-cut principles of management, and he was the first to have proposed that management means planning, organizing, command, coordination and control theory of management. Now, these three people gave the foundations of the modern management. Now, from their classical theory stage, we moved to the modern management theories, and first person who is regarded today as the father of modern management is Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker, basically he was born in Vienna but worked mostly in US, and he was a professor at Harvard and New York State University. He proposed the management by objectives approach, and he worked as a consultant to General Motors, and he wrote the popular book, The Practice of Management. So he was the first to have made foundations of the modern management. Then next, one great man was Chris Argyris. He formulated the theory of single loop and double loop, which meant that, for example, if the expenses exceed the budget, we start cutting costs. Means like a thermostat to regulate temperature. So what he proposed was that you should not do this. You should rather question the foundations on which budget has been made, and this he called double loop. He basically emphasized the failure to learn from experience. Now next came a very great person called Dale Carnegie, who is still today very popular, and he wrote the popular book How to Win Friends and Influence People. Our marketing friends really make use of his book and such concepts, and he did so much on improving individual and business performance. Now with all this and with lot of theories and lot of skills development, management kept on improving, and I will now end this episode by saying the modern day definition of management, which says that management can be defined as the process of administering and controlling the affairs of the organization irrespective of its nature, type, structure and size. It's an act of creating and maintaining such a business environment wherein the members of the organization can work together and achieve business objectives efficiently and effectively. That's all for this episode. Gentlemen, if you like this, then please press the like button, and if you are not so far subscribed my channel, please do it by pressing the red button given there, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you can keep getting notifications of my future videos. So we meet in the next episode now. Till then, goodbye.